Hello everyone and welcome to episode 46 of our game dev tutorials. This specific topic comes from a request from a non-patron, and it just goes to show you, if you come talk to me on Discord, sometimes I will answer your questions via tutorial. Also, if you do come to Discord, sometimes the question is a little bit more complicated than I can explain it over Discord, so which might prompt me to make a tutorial, but I may not be able to, do a good enough job of guiding you through Discord. I also can't write you individual code just because it takes too much time. But this is my way of solving the issue, and that is to make a tutorial about it. And then before we go any further, guys, make sure you hit that like button if you like my videos, and subscribe if you haven't already. I already mentioned Discord. It'll be down there in the description. Right. So, obviously I didn't get a video out last week, and I apologize for that. I wanted to, but I just ran into too many issues with my new game, Guilds of Delinar. Speaking of which, guys, I could really use the support on this game. The launch has been a little bit weak, and a little bit of support goes a long way. So if anybody out there wants to play a game that at least I find to be pretty good, and so does every reviewer so far, pop over, pick it up, let me know what you think. Would love to have you there. Also, looking through the Steam forums or my Discord can show you kind of the things you're going to have to deal with when you do launch a game. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of swallowing your pride and responding nicely even when people are very mad at you. And finding a way to, get through that. So, you can see that process on the Steam community pages and also on Discord. So you might want to just jump over and look at those, so you kind of have an idea of what goes on with the creating of a new game. But anyway, yeah, guys, it would be great if you'd help support me in this way. If not, it's cool. Keep watching the videos, but it would mean a lot. Alright, so today we're going to go through adding an exit menu to the level. So basically being able to go back from the level state and then come back to the world or stage selection state, and then go back and forth, back and forth. So to do that, we're going to have to create the exit menu. We're just going to overload menu 2D and add a list of buttons. Very simple stuff. We are going to adjust some of our previous code, because as I was writing the prompt for this, I realized one of the parts is not good, so we'll fix it. And then we're going to put in the pipeline to go between the gameplay states, and then we'll test it. Okay? Alright, so first thing... Ooh, that's my Steam. First thing that we can go through and deal with is getting the menu made. So we want to come in, go to world, come into UI. That's where we put our menus, right? And let's just copy this one, because that is a good place to start. Paste, rename it to exit menu. Come down, here we go. Exit menu. Alright. And we will copy over those. We don't need a text zone or a hero. We don't need a hero coming in. We can leave the size the same. Let's delete these things, and we will delete all of this. So we're to a pretty basic state, right? All we're going to need right now is a list of buttons. So public list, nope, not linked list, list, button 2D, buttons equals new list buttons. We'll create two of them in here, but for right now, let's add the code that we need to update and draw them. So, this needs to be inside an active loop. So if active, just like right here, we could have just copy pasted. So if active, and then this is going to be for int I equals 0, I less than buttons dot count I plus plus. And then here we're going to say buttons I dot update, and we are going to update at a very specific set of starting points, and then we'll make the adjustments for the loop. So the starting point is going to be top left. If you don't remember, we have top left being initialized and set every frame inside menu 2D. So let's just go look at that so you can see it. There it is. Well, every frame that it's active, that is. But and it's just the position minus the dim, so it gives you the top left of the menu. Super helpful stuff, but I figured we'd go over it real fast. And then we're going to add to that our own vector2. Okay, we want to move over to the middle of the menu. The middle of the menu is dims.x/2. And then we need to come down. So we don't want to be at the very top of the menu. Maybe we come down 30. And then we need to come down some space. So maybe we'll use 40 for our buttons. So maybe we'll come down 50. So 50 times I. And we'll take this whole thing here, paste it down here, and just change draw. Alright, so we have that loop. Now we need two buttons. So buttons.add new button 2D, and then we're going to have our string for our button. We have vector2, our new vector2. And it's positioned, so just zeros, because we are already adjusting for the position here. So we don't need that. Dimensions, so new vector2, like 150, and then it has to be less than 50, otherwise they'll overlap. So let's go 40. And then we have our font, we have the name that goes on it, we have the delegate, and we have what we're passing through the delegate. Okay, so now let's go back through and put these in. We have our button, which is MISC, I think. Yeah, simple button. There it is. So it is 2D MISC simple. It's like MPLEBTN. Our font is just fonts Arial 16, Arial 16. This button is going to say return. We will fill this in a second, so just bear with me. We have the same thing, but instead of return, we are going to say exit level. And now we need to create the functions that those go to. So, first thing first is public virtual void exit click. And that's object info. And here we have that. And then we just copy paste this. And we say return click. And that goes here. Return click is simple. It's just active equals false. So just close the menu. This one a little bit more complicated because we're going to need to pass it in. So pass object, exit, public pass object, exit, exit equals exit. Good. We take this and we pass in info. Notice info here should be 1. And that's because gameplay, the state of the world map is 1, and I'll show you that right now. So this is our starting play state. Notice it's 1, and that is with the world map updating. So we need to get back to play state 1. Okay, so that takes care of our menu. Our menu is here. It's ready. It's good to go. It goes in world. world is going to need the state change here. So this is going to be coming in pass object change play state. And they are slightly different, so just bear with me here. We're going to want this here. Change play state. Change play state equals change play state. Okay, takes care of that. We need our exit menu. So public exit menu. Exit menu, menu. Then probably right next to this one, exit menu equals new, exit menu, and then we need to pass in change play state. Make sure you get the right one. Don't get change game state. Get change play state. Okay. Good. Down here somewhere. There it is. Put it right next to this one. Then you can ask, why am I putting it right next to that one? Well, because I assumed that I placed this one in the right spot last time. So now I'm assuming that placing it right next to it is also placing it in the right spot. Okay? Next thing we're going to do is I want this to come up when I push escape. Escape. And then we have exit menu dot active equals exit menu dot active, but a not sign in front of it. Then we come down to the bottom here. Again, I'm assuming that it's in the right spot, but I want it to draw over it, so we're going to come to this location and draw it below it. So exit menu dot draw. Okay, another little thing. This is a minor thing, but it's something that you're probably going to want to do. Right here in our escape area, we're going to say character menu dot active equals false. So we're closing our character menu. So they can't both be up at the same time. Right now they occupy the same space. We don't have the ability to move them around, so we really don't want them over each other and both open. Because we are not handling that in our updates here, so we're going to close it. And then probably in here we want to say exit menu dot active equals false. Also, same thing. So you want to open your character menu, it closes the exit menu. You want to open your exit menu, it closes your character menu. Okay, all minor stuff. And then we have somewhere down here we have this. Okay, this is our essentially pause functionality. And we need to add the exit menu to it. Exit menu dot active, right? So if the exit menu is active, then we are paused. Okay. All right, we did all that. Awesome. Now, one thing that we're going to need to change that comes standard with Monogame, we just need to remove it, is this. So rather than just completely removing it, because this shows you how to close your game, we're just going to comment it out. Actually, no. We're just going to get rid of this part. The back button and stuff like that from the get state will still work. Alright, so we got rid of that. Otherwise, it will just close your game when you hit the escape key, so the whole thing that we're coding wouldn't do anything. That's no good. Alright, so these are broken, but we got to fix it. So here's something I screwed up. Play state, we're actually not really worried changing the play state here. What we're doing is we're saying public virtual void load level. That's what we're actually doing here. So we are going to copy all that down here. And we are going to change this. And that goes in right here. Just into world map. Okay, so that's load level. Great. Change play state is what we're actually doing now. And that's what we're going to put into here. And there should be a second one. There it is. Okay. So what are we doing here? Well, it's actually quite simple what we're doing here. We are just changing the play state to whatever comes into here. So play state equals convert to int32 info, and then I think it's game globals.culture. No, globals.culture. There it is. Okay. I got a question about this the other day. What does this culture do? Well, what I am using it for, and it does more than this. Here's what I'm using it for. Let's say you have the number in, American connotation of a number, 10,123 and 12 cents. So that's how you would type that if you are an American. If you are German, at least as far as I understand it, and if I leave it at German, this is what it comes out. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but this, in a lot of places in Europe, how would we say that? A lot of places in Europe, it's typed like this. Decimal point, and then 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2. Now, if you put this number into a game that's expecting this number, you just broke your game. This culture, which I have set to English, means that all the numbers are going to format this way when they come through processing like this. Okay? It's expecting to see a number processed like this way. If I feed it this, crash. Okay? So, I wanted to explain that. I guess I didn't do a very good job with it before. This is what we're fixing by setting the culture. So all of my numbers will use this format. And I will highly recommend that even if you're from a culture where this is the normal, this is what's expected. And this is where what most of your customers are going to use. China uses this. America uses this. I believe Britain does. Man, don't get me... I can't quote everything, but most of the world uses this. And so if you're only picking one and you're not switching back and forth, I highly recommend you use this one. Now, you do what you want. That's up to you. You want to use what you're more familiar with? Go for it. But just understand that this is what this is for. Okay, now that I've talked about that, this just switches the game state. Now in our exit menu, we are clicking, we're going to set it back to 1. It should then be back to our world map, and we should be good to go. I actually think we're good to go. So let's run this and see where we're at. There we go. Alright, so we hit play. We're going to do level 1. And if you remember, level 1 over here does not have that thing. Okay, I'm going to hit escape. There's our thing. We are going to say return. Oh, the game's back on. Awesome, that's what we want. We're going to hit exit level. Didn't work. Didn't get something lined up. Let's see what we didn't get lined up here. Alright, exit menu. There's our buttons. We hit exit click. Exit click. Passes back exit. Exit passes info. That goes to here. We need to check world. World brings in change play state. Change play state goes into our exit menu. Yeah. And that goes into gameplay. I don't see anything wrong with it, so I'm going to put in some breakpoints. So we're going to see if it gets to there. We are going to see if it gets to here. We are going to see if it gets to... Actually, that's it. Okay, so let's run the game again. Not sure why that didn't go. Play. Level 1. Escape. Exit level. Alright, so we're here. I didn't make it to the other spot. Okay. So exit. Exit. Is that a... Huh. Well, and this is why you put in extra spots, extra functions, because this should have ran. So let's go here. Let's say exit level would probably be a good word for it. Oh, virtual void exit level and then we need object info, and then we need to call exit, and we pass in info. We take exit level. Let's change play state. Whatever. Let's go back down there. Change play state. Okay. Now we can set a new breakpoint. Alright. Go in, click, exit level. Good. Good. Now that should go to here. It did not. This is very strange. I've obviously messed up something very specific and minor. World, change play state, change play state, change game state. That's what I did. I even said to pick the correct one, and then I picked the wrong one, didn't I? That is obviously, that sound is due to my video recording software. But, alright. There we go. Now we should be good. I'm sorry for the typo, guys. But I did work it out on screen for you guys completely, and hopefully that will help you learn to work through things. Alright, so notice, not there. Exit level. That worked. That worked. Should be back to our play state. Okay, now we're going to load level 2. Alright, and there we are. We're at level 2. Oh, we have those evil things. I completely forgot about those evil things. Okay. Closing that out. Alright, last bit to think about here is that one of the questions that the person had was, how do we get it to be a different world? Well, overwrite world, right? And we're sending in, this time we're sending in the other ID, which is 2, which it then goes through into world, and then it goes to load data, and see, it takes a different XML file and loads that different XML file. So hopefully that answers your question. You know who you are. And like I said, I would make a YouTube video about it, and I am planning to do another one from the same person. Maybe even next time. So guys, if you want specific things, ask. The worst I can say is no. And the best thing that can happen is maybe I'll make a video next about it. I was planning to do something else, but this seemed like a good video to make, so it kind of tied together more of our game, so that we can go backwards and forwards. Alright guys, again, if you've made it this far, please hit that like button, or if you've learned anything, or if I've helped you with anything, please subscribe. It really means a lot to me. Consider joining up on Discord, saying hi. Consider Patreon, because, you know, I gotta pay the bills somehow. And consider supporting my new game. It really, really would help out. Like I said, it's had a bit of a slow launch. The rating is great, but the traffic is low. So I would love it if you guys would be able to support me, maybe help me push it over the top and get Steam's attention a little bit. Alright guys, I will see you guys next week, and yes, I will be here pretty much every week again. I am sorry I missed the 1 week, but, you know, that's an anomaly, not the rule. Alright guys, I'll see you guys next time.